All right, everybody, welcome to the Say Yes Anyway podcast. These are conversations from the heart where you have to say yes to something deep in your heart that maybe is hard, maybe is not exactly what you thought, but you know that you have to say yes to it. And look where it brought you. So listen to this story today. I'm actually very, very excited. This is my friend Mary and someone I look up to so deeply. Get ready for a transformational conversation. She's a leadership and business consultant, founder of Driven Leadership, a trainer for organizations and leaders, and an author of a book called Some Day Is Now. She's also a mother and a wife and loves spending time with her family and loved ones. So anyway, thank you so much, Mary, for being on the podcast. I'm so excited to catch up with you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming.
It has.
And I love you.
Yes,
I'm so grateful to be here.
I
And I
know,
love this
same. And
topic.
what'd you say?
I said I love this topic.
Yes. Well, so to give people backstory, the way that I met Mary is because I joined one of her, it's called Bold Leadership trainings. And it's hard to explain. It's an experiential process. It is something that will transform you from the inside out. I will say that. And she's the person that called me out into another realm of vulnerability. I didn't really know what it looked like to be vulnerable, but she cracked me wide open. And now I don't know how to not be, which is so funny. Now I cry. Now I share things in ways I never did before. And it's because of her. It's because of you, Mary. And after I took your training, I was like, geez, I want to be just like Mary. So then I decided to go and be your sidekick, your assistant at one of the Bold trainings, which actually I would love to do another time if you'll have me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would love to know, what is something that you love about your life and yourself right now?
I love actually what we do. 100% love the journey of Driven. And every day I get up and I write. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful that, well, I said yes. I'm so grateful that we get to impact lives, touch the world, change companies, families. I love that my girls are 3 miles from me, my grandkids, that I get to be an active participant in their life because it wasn't always that way. Yeah, I mean, I could just gratitude, right? I'm so grateful.
That's
Grateful
amazing.
for health.
Yeah, totally. I feel like it's when you find gratitude in one thing, it's like, wait, okay, I'm grateful for my body my feet that actually carry me every day, or I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Once we can find gratitude in something like you just said. And even I know, because I know that you've told me before, obviously you haven't had this company forever, but how did it even start? And I know it was a challenge. I know that you were in, kind of a hard position and like a crossroads of what do I do? And then finally came to this place. But if you could share a little bit of that backstory and then how you got to where you are, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Well, so oh my gosh, I'm gonna way back. 2002. I mean, we all have ups and downs in life. I was going through a super, super rocky time. I was going through, actually, it was a second divorce because I never healed. So I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like. It was so traumatic, so unhealthy. And during this time, I got introduced to a leadership program. I did not have the money to go. I'm a single mom now with 2 teenage daughters, and it was $2,500. It was in Las Vegas. My brother gave me a loan to get there, and I went to this 3-day leadership course, and it radically changed my life. Like it just woke me up from the inside out, just like you said, Bold did. And that's actually where it came from. The company came after me and wanted me to work for them. I don't have a college degree. I have life degree. I went to go work for the company. Fast forward, I was there. And the weird thing, I'm gonna go back, before I even started this company or started to work for the company, I had a guy come up to me and he said, and he was a believer, and he said, I'm supposed to tell you that God's opening this door for you. And he goes, I don't know what it is. He goes, I see it as a season. I don't see it as a lifetime. There's a purpose for you to do this. And it was just like it hit deep in my heart. And I'm praying about it. And I see this 5 years.
Wow.
5 years. Like I don't even know, but it was just like 5 years. And during that time, I come across Rick Warren's On Purpose or
Yeah, the
On
driven
Pur-
or
The
driven
Driven
for life
Purpose.
person. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like it was just like, and all these things were just hitting me hard. So I ended up going to work for the company. They actually want to be a trainer, and I'm stuck because I don't have a college degree. I have a life degree, And it was just people that kept believing in me and pushing me to step into things that I didn't believe in myself.
Hmm.
And you talk about the imposter syndrome, the entire time that I'm going through this process, there's this thing underneath going, who are you?
Hmm.
People are going to ask you the letters behind your name.
Hmm.
They're going to, you're going to be called out, and I'm terrified. But I kept saying yes. I kept going, all right, and I would do these resets. I'm like,
Wow.
every class, I would have these heart palpitations, this freak out moment. And at the end, I'd be like, man, I get to impact lives. So
Hmm.
fast forward, I'm in Vegas for 5 years and 1 day.
Wow.
5 years in 1 day. They had a new president come in and said, he called me in his office and he goes, Mary, you and Eric, my husband, you're supposed to do something. And whether you do it with our company, whether you do your own thing, whether it's a blend, go out and do what God has called you to do.
Wow.
I'm one of their top producers. I'm
Wow.
one of their core trainers. And we ended up, and that was a moment, a pivotal moment where we knew that we either could buy the company or it was a crossroad.
Hmm.
We ended up moving to California. And so you had asked me right before this thing, how did, is it driven leadership? Is it driven for
Hmm.
life?
Yep.
So, in times of transition, and we think we're supposed to be doing something and we're on this path,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden the door will shut. And it's like, hold on a minute. God, you called me here. This door is shutting. And we get so angry looking at a shut door, but God's asking us to pivot.
Hmm.
And that's where I was at. And so Eric and I are walking on this beach, and I am mad.
Hmm.
I've given everything to this company. It actually now fast forward is 2009, where the economy's changing. I
Hmm.
got pulled off the training. They took away my book of business. I had to start over, and I am mad. Like I am angry. I am bitter. So you go into gratitude, but gratitude and anger do not live hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I remember as we were walking on this beach, Eric goes, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do with life? And I said, I just want to help people. And I just started, like, I was just bawling. And he said, you want to start a business? And I go, I guess. Like, I never knew I was going to be a business owner. I just knew that I had a message and whatever it was, I wanted to help people. And he goes, okay, so what would we call the business? And it just came just forth, driven for life. And he goes, why driven for life? And I said, because I saw this vision of people. It was like their life was a car, and they were in this car, which was their life, and they were stuck. And I just wanted to give them gas. I just wanted to give them the tools to tune up so that they could go because they're parked.
Hmm.
And he said, all right, so what would you call it? And I go, or he said, if it's not taken, the domain's not taken, then let's get it. And I'm like, GoDaddy.com, one of those things that you know that you know that you know.
Yeah.
14.99 and boom. But then you buy the domain, and then I parked going, okay, so how?
Hmm.
And sometimes God's like, it's not the how. You say yes and come alongside. So that was October 2009, 2010. Things happen, life changes, and I'm still not doing it. I'm still confused. I have the domain, and I found this women's group. It was February 2010. And I walked in, it was all about setting goals. And I sit there with these women, and this lady's teaching. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could teach this. I could teach this better. And I said, stop, just be a student. And in it, it was goal setting. And I stepped out. The first thing I went and got, I met with an attorney. We
Hmm.
started the S Corp. And from that point forward, I just kept moving forward. And
Hmm.
it was hard. It was exciting. It was scary. I mean, there's so many ups and downs.
Hmm.
Um, 15 years we're over 15 years now in the company.
Wow,
But the
amazing.
foundation was that whole leadership program
Yeah,
to get here.
that's amazing. Yeah, you said a lot of things, so I'm going to circle back a little bit. And because one, it took that leadership, like somebody investing in you, whether that was you going and doing it or somebody investing in you. So, one, did you have like a vulnerable conversation with, was it your brother you said that
Brother.
helped sponsor you, or how did that go? Because I know, I'm sure for people listening, people want to, they have big dreams and maybe want to go and do the leadership training or the program or something, but maybe they don't have the money or they feel scared. And so what would you tell somebody, or how would somebody take a step into that?
So my brother ended up being just you talk about coming alongside
Mm-hmm.
that he would not let me fall. So every week we'd have a standing call and he said, Mary, I could give you the money.
Mm,
He goes, that's the easy way. He said, I really believe that when you fight for it and you put skin in the game, and we're
mm.
going to figure this out with a budget, you will get more out of it. It will mean more to you.
Ooh, that's
And
good.
it was one of those defining moments that radically shifted my mindset
Mm,
because it's easy to get a handout.
mm.
Well, for some people, it's not easy to say, like, I'll take the,
Yeah,
But for a lot of times, it's like, oh, I'll wait for my company to send me.
yeah.
I'll wait for my company to invest in me. But there's something powerful
Mm,
when you as an individual are ready and willing
yep.
to do the work. And I remember going into this class and I'm just like, and all these people, their companies sent them. And
Mm,
inside I didn't have the money.
yeah.
Yes, and I'm terrified going, my gosh, if I don't get something out of this, I have everything to lose.
Mm,
And when you're in this place that you have everything to gain
mm,
and everything to lose if you don't do it, we take more action.
totally.
And and I was just like, I'm in. Like whatever it's going to take, I'm in. And I was
Mm,
willing to do the work afterwards. And it was actually my pivotal journey into creating what we do at Driven is creating a sustainability, creating coaching, creating mentorship,
yeah.
because we can't do it alone. And I know human nature is we want to take the path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So the easy thing is to make an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's important, we find a way. If not, we find an excuse.
Totally.
And all good intentions will diminish over time. And we'll keep putting things off. And it doesn't matter if it's a course that you want to, go to college, read a book, have a conversation.
Yeah.
If we keep putting it off, it never
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. So what do you think? Because obviously you did the hard work, you took the steps where you are today, but what if you didn't? Like
Oh,
I mean, that's probably crazy to imagine, but I'm just thinking of people that probably are in that place. They're at that crossroads and they're like, I don't know if it's worth it, or that's too much effort, or I could just stay doing my same life. So what would you say to something like that?
I couldn't
Your
even
facial
imagine.
expression.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just my life changed.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Mm,
Who I am as a mom,
mm,
who I am as a wife, who I am for me.
yeah.
Like I was lost.
Mm,
And um, it's interesting you said that because so in that transition and then the transition of us starting Driven,
mhm.
and it wasn't like it's not easy.
Yeah.
The hard stuff is there to help us figure us out.
Mm,
Through adversity, it's the analogy of the diamond, right?
mhm.
It's you're forged through fire. And this diamond in the rough, you don't even know what you're capable of until you go through the fire. So,
Totally.
so we're going through the fire
Mm,
and still going through the ups and downs. And I actually had taken a Tony Robbins class,
mm,
and he did this process. And the question, he actually put us through this closeout process. And it was that picture yourself with all your hopes and with all your dreams, and you're too scared to do it. Whose lives have you not been able to touch? where are you at now? And it was like this strong visual of this bitter, broken
Mm,
woman with a family that was destroyed. Like
mm,
no hopes. And it was like this gut thing within me. I was like, I can't live that way.
mhm.
And and I don't know your all the listeners and where they're at, but I'm a believer.
Yeah.
And I believe that God puts a dream in us for a reason.
Yep.
And it's almost like the analogy of the talents,
Mm,
where the master came and he gave one talent, five talents, and 10 talents.
mm,
And we all have talents, we all have gifts. And to the one that was given, more was given, but the guy that was given one talent, he hid it.
yeah.
And he said, I'm afraid. Well, if we hide our talents, it's not for us. If you have a dream, if you have a hope, if there's something that's stirring in you and say, one day I want to, it's been given to you because you're to bring it to life. Even if it's just one person who needs what you have, how dare you not step into it? Because if you don't do it, people can literally die.
Mm-hmm.
You have something to give to them. And so it's that. uh, And so with that, I actually had, before I even had the courage to step into this, I had someone say those exact words to me.
Mm,
And fast forward in one of our classes, it was actually our Forge class. There's a process that we do, and it's a closed eye process, and people are looking at their lives. And this lady afterwards, she said, Mary, you don't know this about me. She said, but I was sitting on my bed and I was in a really, really dark spot in my life, and I had a bottle of pills and I was ready to end it. And the phone rang and it was you.
mm,
And I said, yes. And she goes, I physically, literally would not be here if you would not have called.
mm,
And it was one of those, it was like a full circle moment, because that in all of us, we have a life to touch,
mhm.
whether it's one, whether it's five, whether it's 10, 1,000. How dare we sit back and wait till we have it all together?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to have it all together.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
can
got the chills
imagine.
when you told that story too, because I mean, it's so true. And I can think of times that's what keeps me going too, where it's like these people and their stories. And oh my gosh, through the hard times, if I did not show up, where would that person be? And not like it's my responsibility to carry that person's life or whatever, but it is this, like you talk about, this gift that each one of us has. It's so only us that can do that. That's amazing. What was that? What was that like? You talked about in that transition time of going from making that decision, you could either go and buy the company or you could go and start your thing. Why do you think you went and started your thing instead of buying the company? Was there something there?
It was a value
Mm,
difference when we actually stopped and stepped back and really looked at, does this align with who we are? Because there were some things even within the company that I love the outcome,
yeah.
yet it didn't align 100%
Yeah.
with our value. There was always something underneath that just didn't sit
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yep.
And I really believe it's because, and I know 100%, and we always have these doors, it's just like we can go this way. God he gives us choice. We
Yeah.
have freedom of
Totally.
choice. And yet he has his best. So
Yeah.
do we want second best,
Yeah.
third best, or do we want best? And
Right.
if we actually listen to
Mm,
the thunking in our heart, like I always say, our no or no's,
mm,
we have a choice.
that's
And
good.
it was in those moments I'm like, we're not supposed to do this.
Hmm.
And it's the gap, right?
Yeah.
It's the whoo, when your dream is
Mm,
so much bigger
mm-hmm.
than you really believe you can do, or have the capacity or have the resources. It's because we're supposed to lean into that. The
Yeah.
easy way is what we already know.
Totally. That's so good. It reminds me of and encourages me to, because I had somebody once tell me, Jessica, do you want to be a part of something that looks good, or do you want to be a part of something that is good? And that hit me hard, because it was like, oh my gosh, I've had a couple partnerships that obviously have not worked out, and have decided to put those aside, and do the same thing as you. Like, okay, these are not in alignment with my values and integrity, so I'm going to go ahead and go this way, which is okay. I probably could have continued, and it could have been good, and it looked good. But over here, this is the best, and probably produces the best fruit, rather than this okay fruit. And but that's hard. It's hard to, because it's so unknown. Out there is unknown, to stick to those values, to stick to the integrity and the character, to go after something that is right. So can you speak about that a little bit, and that process of whether it's knowing your values, or how to know that you're in alignment, or when it's hard to let go of something that maybe was good, but stepping into the best?
I believe that everything that we do, yes, we have a choice, but there's lessons to learn.
Mm,
And even the good is a season.
yeah.
And sometimes people within that season, if there's this, the uncomfortable of this knowing, this frustration, pause and ask yourself, what's the lesson that you're learning right now?
Mm,
Because God still has, or there's times that we're supposed to learn. And if we get so frustrated in that place and in that space that we become negative and angry, then you're not learning your lesson.
mm,
It's when you'll know, like when when the door shuts, when all of a sudden all the ability to stop training quit, like the door shut. But until then, I was supposed to learn that lesson. I was supposed to learn how to build a team, how to come alongside people,
mm,
how to um how to manage the fear and to get out of my own way. I mean, there were so many amazing lessons at
mm,
that company.
mm,
I had to learn it. That was my training ground. But
mm,
when we get bitter, we don't get better.
mhm,
And in when all of my commission, when I was in sales and they took away 80% of my commission and started over, there was a lesson in that. How do I forgive? If I would have stayed in the good and fought for that, I would never be here.
yeah,
So letting go. So in that transition, it's an interesting place because
totally.
sometimes it's blank
Mm,
and it's just like, what am I supposed to do? And you hear nothing.
mm,
You hear nothing. I remember screaming, what am I supposed to do? And it is get comfortable with the unknown, get comfortable within the silence, start asking yourself, so what's my lesson?
mm,
Am I in a place that if you're angry, if you're bitter, if you're frustrated, what can you do?
mhm,
What can you control?
mhm,
Sometimes we don't have the clarity of the now.
mhm,
So if you can make a difference in one person's life in that time and be patient, be patient.
yeah.
And then when the door opens, when an idea sparks, then to start to lean into that. It didn't happen overnight. So there was the interim of driven for life and then where we came to driven leadership. So we were in the moment where we started the company and we became the S Corp, we were still in transition where we were working with the other company.
Okay.
So we had the option. And when we said yes, I was still an employee of the company. And then we became consultants. So
Uh,
there was this period of about 9 months where we were still aligned, even though we were still doing in fact, the president of the company said, here you go. Here's here's your book of business. Work with them on the areas that we don't. I mean, who
mm,
takes your top salesperson,
yeah,
your top trainer, and says, well, go fill in the gap?
yeah, it's amazing.
So we're doing both. And then I ended up I went in for a procedure, and
Mm,
I think you know the story. They actually cut my colon open, and I ended up going septic. Almost lost my life, was in the ER, went into the hospital, and I was still holding on to the comfortable because I knew there was this, we were still figuring this out. We had the but there's something that still wasn't quite 100%. And I walked out there saying, all right, God, I'm either in or I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be everything. I want to be so passionate
Mm-hmm.
about what I'm doing.
Mm.
And there was a 3-month period. We were still doing both. And a new president came in and she said, well, now you're in conflict because I bring the area that you've been working on that was the gap. So
Mm.
either have you be 100% employees or let's just break it off and I'll support you.
Yeah.
So it really, I look at people, it's a transition.
Totally.
Usually it's not this or that. We're learning in the gap. It gets messy in the gap. It's quiet in the gap. But this is where you have to trust
Mm-hmm.
and keep leaning in, control what you can control, check the internal dialogue.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's one day at a time.
This is to all you ladies who have that whisper, that knowing that you're made for more. You're made for more than where you have been going. You're not the same version of yourself that you were 5 years ago. You're the new version of yourself now. So you either have a business, you have a nonprofit, you're a leader in the world, and you know that you're pivoting. You know that you want to create more expansive goals. You desire to be a better version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And you also want to create the business that's going to impact more lives, that is more aligned with you, whether that's creating more aligned offers, whether that is speaking, whether that's podcasting, whether that's creating a community, whether that's launching something, a book, whether that's something else that you just know that you've been maybe playing small or holding back in some sort of way, and it's ready. You're ready now. This Dreams to Reality Mastermind, I'm so excited because we have 6 months where we're diving in deep with a community of women that get it, a community of women that are all ready to go to that next level, that are there to grow, that are ready to learn, that are taking their business and their impact to the next level and in helping more people. This is about helping those that you really care about. Maybe you have a story that you are using for a purpose. You're taking your pain into the next level of your purpose. And what you can do is you can contact me. You can go to my Instagram, which is Jess Dahl, JessDahl with an underscore, or you can go to my website, jessdahl.com. And if any of this resonated at all, let's talk about it. Let's see if this is for you. I want to make sure that it's an aligned fit. So go ahead. Don't wait around. Your next level is waiting for you. This is your next chapter that you're ready to start in for your life. It's time to start with that blank slate and let's do this. Yeah. So when you went all in, there was obviously that shift, and then you went all in. What did that practically look like, even in your day to day and your emotional state? And I'm sure that was all of the things. So
Scary.
what was that like?
So scary.
Mm-hmm.
So scary. Because when we actually separated, we said, all right, we're all in. I'll never forget. I sat in we had our home office. Eric's on one side, I'm on the other, and I'm waiting for the phone to ring. And I'm looking at the computer. And I remember just going, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Because we wanted to come from integrity. And we had made the commitment that we would not go after the clients. We wanted to do it right. So we actually joined the chamber, put ourselves out in the scariest situations. And I remember going into the chamber networking, and I hated networking. I'm like, oh, all these people are selling themselves. I don't
I
want to sell
know. It's not
myself.
that fun. Yeah.
No. And so then I flipped it. I'm like, well, what can I give? How
Mm.
can I serve? And I changed my entire mindset
I
because the
love that.
more I,
I love that one thing, by the way, is just that I find that when we're so involved in our own world and what we can get from something, it's this like scarcity, and it's people can feel it. They can feel whatever that is. And then when we come from a place of service in general, it's like our heart even expands more because we're designed to actually give, and it just changes our perspective in our life and our actions. So I love that you said that. That's really cool.
well, and then the doors that just started opening up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I remember it was in that gap, it became my year of yes. And I had heard
Mm.
somebody had said there was like a book called The Year of Yes. And it was like God just kept saying, just say yes.
Say
I was
yes.
like, just say yes. The money's not here. Just say yes. And I remember going to so I'm in this gap, right? It's the scariest place, not even knowing what to do. And at the same time, I'm fighting. I'm still fighting. I'm still angry.
Mm.
Um, and because that anger and unforgiveness piece wasn't allowing the doors to just open up,
Yeah.
God would provide the need, but there was so much lack.
Yeah.
So I was going to this church and there was this women's thing that I signed up for. It was really weird. It was a Friday night comedy and worship. I'm like, okay, you're going to do comedy and worship. I don't know anyone in there. I sit at this table and all of a sudden I just have something just overtake me and I have to run. I have to bolt. I am like, I can't get it together. I just want to start sobbing.
Mm.
And everything in there, I don't even know the message, but something was happening. And I sat in my car and I'm literally sobbing. And I just said, I surrender. I
Wow.
surrender. I surrender. Like I'm done fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And I went home and I told my husband, I said, we're going to figure this out.
Hmm.
We're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm done getting in my own way. And someone asked me to end up speaking to these CEOs that had lost their jobs. I was in this, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even have a college degree. And now I'm talking to these high level CEOs, executives that were in transition, and I'm teaching them about leadership. That opened another door, and it opened another door, and it opened another door
Mm.
into where we ended up. Um, we had these people going, you need to start your own leadership program. Do
So good.
something that gets to the heart of people. And Bold was birthed.
Wow.
And God's
Was that your
going,
first, that was your very first program that you started?
no,
Okay.
Forge was, and we ended up, so it was a guy that I'd met through the networking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So door opens, we sit down with this guy. He ends up mentoring us for a while. And he's asking us about our dream.
Mm.
And he said, do you think two other people were walking down the beach and all these ideas and this dream was birthed in them?
Mm.
And I'm like, he goes, because God gave it to you.
Mm.
And he said, forget the how.
Mm-hmm.
He said, go find something, whatever's calling to you, go find it, walk it, the rest of it will come. And
Mm.
we had this idea first of Forge. And so we find this place. In fact, we still hold it there, in Alpine, and walked it, and the entire program went boop, 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 boop. Like it all just came inside. And that was our very first 3 day. And then through that, then Bold was birthed.
Mm.
But Bold was hard. Bold was harder than Forge
Yeah, why is that?
because
Oh, sorry.
no, it's I think part of it is the sabotage that we do, the little saboteur,
Mm-hmm.
fear of success. Well, you've done this. Do you think you can do it again?
Mm.
And will it be better?
Mm-hmm.
All these expectations people expect you to, but really, can you do it? You
Mm-hmm.
don't have, do you really have the credentials? Do you really have what it takes? And I fought it. Like we fought it, we fought it, we fought it.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the same thing. We have the idea. We have this word, bold advanced leadership is just swirling in us. We find a facility. We're driving up there. We walk into the facility and we start having these ideas.
Mm.
And then I
This was
went
you and your
away.
husband, right? Because when you're
Yeah,
saying we, okay.
yeah, Eric and I. And then I went away for 4 days to the beach. And I said, all right, got it. I got to get on my own way again. And for the first 24 hours, I just prayed. And I
Mm.
said, all right, I surrender. What do you want? Not what do I want?
Yeah.
There's these ideas, there's this vision. And I also know that I'm getting in my way.
Mm.
So I need to know the direction.
Mm-hmm.
why? Like, what do you want this to be about?
Mm.
And once I did that, all these different things just started swirling.
Mm. What were a few of the most important things that were coming to your mind with the bold leadership and during, you know, if people have done this before or not, is it like you're just getting all these pictures or like you're getting all these ideas of curriculum or you're seeing people or like what was kind of that process?
Yeah, all yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
So the so the very first the moment was when I surrendered and I said, what is, what do you want this to be? Like, what is this supposed to be about?
Mhm.
And the message was so clear that I want my children to know who they are, who
Mm,
I've called them to be, and to step into who I've created them to be. And it's
mm,
like, whoo. I mean, it was just like stepping into your gifts, your talents, your strengths. Like I knew at the core that this is what people were supposed to do to get out of their own way.
yeah.
Um, the the process in bold where you're looking in the mirror,
Mhm.
that whole thing came from that time at the beach. The
Mm,
story, and I actually put myself through it. And I'm bawling. I'm like, okay, so, you know, forgive yourself.
mm,
Like if you were your best friend, we all have ups and downs. What do you need? What do you need to remember?
mhm,
And then through it is get out of our own way. So, like all these different processes, ideas, getting people uncomfortable. How do you support? But at the core is how do you move forward?
mm,
What can we do now? What can't we do?
mhm.
Giving people a voice. So it was process, it was ideas, it was like I would see people.
That's
Um,
amazing.
I
Was
had
there?
books. I had like you should have seen this entire I was in this hotel. I had things everywhere. Like the table was full of books and manuals, like the coffee table, the bed. Like I was just
Love it. I love it. Well, and I love too that you first got to a place of surrender and you took that time first because it's almost like emptying
yeah.
what's inside of you. And then that way you can be open for God to bring the new, you know? And so I just kind of had that image of like just releasing what you thought was, what could have been. And then it was just this
Yeah.
freedom to come in. That's
Well,
really
and
cool.
every time I go to create, because we do online classes, we do like leadership for manager courses. Anytime I even go into create, anytime I create, I have to stop and go, get out of your way.
Yeah.
Because when I get stuck in and I find myself when I'm frustrated or I'm hitting a wall,
Mm,
it's because I'm taking over.
mm,
I'm
mhm,
not emptying first going, what is this supposed to be
mm.
about?
Good.
I
Yeah.
go, well, this is what I think it's supposed to be. And every time I do that, I hit a wall.
Yeah.
So I have to step back and go, okay, wait a second.
Mm,
It's not about me.
mhm,
What's the message?
mm. How have you known during the process of when to stay doing the same thing? Like whether that's okay, we just focus on bold now. We focus on bold, we focus on bold, or you expand, adding other offers, other things that are still in alignment with who you are, but where you're going. How have you known when to do that?
Usually it's when people keep raising their hands saying, hey,
Mm,
yeah, do you offer, do you know? And Eric and I will look at each other like, we know how to do this.
mm,
Why are we in it? And I really believe it's, I mean, I'm doing this workshop now on self-sabotaging, breaking through self-sabotage.
yeah.
There is this, and I really believe, well, all the research shows that it's hardwired in us. So there is all these protective mechanisms. We have the external, the internal. The external says, "Oh, I see these goals. We want to go after it. We want to get healthy. We want to get in shape. We want to do this." And so we know how to go after it. We see it, the vision, but the internal, there's a story. There's things that have been reinforced from when we were children, caregivers, 5 to 15 years old. And when there's failure or um, messages given to us, it could be positive or negative, oftentimes they're reinforced. So the imposter syndrome can show up,
Mm-hmm.
the I'm not good enough can show up. the fear shows up. Did you know that we're only born with two fears? All the other like 2,000 fears are actually learned. And so in those spaces,
Wait,
when
weren't they fear of heights and then fear of what was the
fear
other
of
one?
loud, yeah, fear of loud noises and fear of falling.
So interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so weird.
So it's when we get out of our own way. And so back to your question, every single time we'll go, oh, no, we can do this.
Mm.
But it takes effort. So we have a dream, we have ideas, and this is everyone. We want it easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Human nature is the path of least resistance. We want to gravitate towards what's easy. But what's hard and where the growth is where the gain is.
Hmm.
And when we come in and we do the work and we learn and we put ourselves out there and we push past the uncomfortable, I mean, there's power on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
There's life on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's the analogy of run to the roar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the roar is the fear, the doubt, the unbelief, the man, you failed before. Who's gonna listen to you? People are they're gonna laugh at you. Whatever the fear is. But
Mm-hmm.
when we lean in and we say, yes, you don't have to know how to do it. It's baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's
How do you know when it's either too much capacity wise or like your schedule's full or your life is full, or do you guys manage that a certain way? What do you guys do?
well, we actually started the EOS program, which is a entrepreneur operating system that creates a structure to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to manage, we have what we call rocks, to-dos, and really looking at can we do this? Do we have the capacity? So
Mm.
do we know how to do it? Do we want to do it? Do we have the capacity? And
Mm.
if we don't have the capacity, we have to punt it.
Mm.
If it's something that's really important
Mm-hmm.
and it's a focus of the company, then we chunk it down into manageable steps. And we have different people in our company that own certain roles. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have checks and balances. Free spirits, I can tell you, I'm a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I like in the yes is like, whoa, yes, we can do that. And yes, we can do that. And then nothing gets done. So it really becomes discipline, scheduling,
Mm.
making sure, I committed to this. And part of what gets me in the place of making sure I'm taking action is the commitment. I put it out there, I commit to someone, and
Mm.
it forces me into action. If I don't commit, and this is for other people, oh, I'm going to do this podcast. Okay, well, then schedule your first person,
Yeah,
make it
totally.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm going to go live. Well, then go live.
Yep.
I said I'm going to do a blog. Then tell someone that it's being launched
Mm-hmm.
and do it.
Yeah. Yep. It makes it more real when you're accountable and somebody else knows.
You have to put those checks and balances and systems in place to make you be accountable so you follow through.
Yeah,
And so to your point, that's how we do it.
I love it. And then what's something that you guys have coming up so everybody knows if they want to join, be a part of everything you're up to?
The personal mastery breaking through self-sabotage is our 4 week, it's a online via Zoom class, 2 hours each week. And that is something, oh my gosh, I'm learning it. So whatever I love to learn, I love to teach. And
Mm-hmm.
it really is identifying some of those triggers that we have, the messaging, how do we reframe it, deactivate it, and create a blueprint for success.
I love that. If that resonates with anybody, please go be in touch with Mary. And then if you could do anything differently from your journey so far, what would that be?
Hmm. Give myself more grace.
Hmm, that's a good one. I'm with you on that one. That's what I'm in it now.
That, perfection um, stifles growth and creativity.
Mm.
And if we want to be perfect, it is, well, it ties in the fear of we're never good enough.
Mhm.
And so striving for excellence. And I really am and I believe 100%, what can I do? What can I control? What is my best today? And if my best today is only 70% of what it was yesterday, then do my 70%.
Mm,
If I have nothing in the tank today,
mhm,
it's okay.
mhm.
Take a nap, take a walk, give myself grace and start again tomorrow. And what I'm finding too is that if I take little breaks during the day and I do that, I have more in the tank to give more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. And if you could tell yourself anything if you could tell your younger self anything, what would that be?
Man, you're enough.
Mm.
You're enough. You're a fighter. You've got this. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to drop it here. You're a badass, you know?
Yes.
Mm,
I love
yeah.
that. That's
Surround
amazing.
yourself with people who believe in you at your best.
Mm,
There'll be doubters, there's going to be haters, there's going to be non-believers. Don't listen to them.
yeah.
It's not about proving them wrong or right.
Mm,
Surround yourself with people who will elevate and lift you up because you're
yes.
called for more.
Amen. And if you could tell somebody to go after their wildest dreams and they want to expand in their life and their business, what would you tell them?
Say yes. Like literally put yourself in places where it is so scary. You don't know how to do it, yet you have this dream and say yes. Find someone, find a mentor. If you put yourself out there and say, hey, can I be on your podcast? Um, do something that puts you in the place where it's going to move you to that dream.
Mm, love that.
Join a chamber, go to
Yeah.
a networking event, go serve somebody.
Yeah. It's good. And then how can people find you? Because I want everybody to be connected with you, Mary.
Oh. My email is mary@drivenleadership.com. Our website is drivenleadership.com. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. All right. You guys heard it. You know where to find her. You know what she has coming up. Please go do it. She's one of the people that I want to be like when I grow up. So I promise you will miss out if you don't. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Mary. Love you.
Thank you. This is exciting. Proud of you.
Wow, you guys, don't you feel so inspired and seriously ready to go take action on your wildest dreams? I know even for me, even I'm that type of person that goes after my wildest dreams, and I also get in that place where I feel stuck sometimes, or I feel unmotivated, or I feel drained or whatever. And it's people like Mary that you want to be around, that you want to hear from, that you want to learn from, that you want to grow from. And that is why I love her. I love her because she has been through the nitty gritty. She knows what it's like to be on a hard side and the hard work that it takes to go after the wildest dreams. I have experienced her leadership bold trainings. It is insane and amazing. And we were just chatting after, and I am going to go help and support her again once I go back out to the States. But I would love for you to be connected with her. So please go check her out. And for any of you guys any women actually, that feel like this is you, that you are in a place that you know that you have this wild dream in your heart and you already have a business, but you know that you're made for more. You know that you need to recreate offers to align with your values, with who you are now, today, and where you're going, not 5 years ago, but right now. And you want to be the best version of yourself. You want to be able to grow. You want to be around like minded people and community and all of that. So I have the Dreams to Reality Mastermind that is coming up. I'm so excited. So ladies, if any of that resonated with you, please reach out to me. You can email me at jess@jessdahl.com. You can go to my website, jess@jessdahl.com. You can also go to my Instagram, Jess Dahl with an underscore, and send me a message. I would love to chat with you. I'd love to see if this is for you. But there is a deep thing in you, and you are here to create a ripple effect and help people and transform their lives. But it starts with you and investing in yourself. So thank you so much. I love you, rooting for you. And please go share this episode with anybody that you feel like would really benefit from it.